update. Wow, my roots are so blonde. Everyone's like, don't touch your hair. I just noticed this, guys. So anyway, welcome back to whatever this is, because obviously at this point it's not a prep because it is July 18th and my show was scheduled for June 27th, but then COVID happened, and then I decided not to prep because why put myself through all that? You know what I mean? And to be honest, I don't talk about like personal stuff a lot, but I have been going through like some really pretty heavy stuff, and like for almost the past, it's been like a year, almost 2 years. It's been almost 2 years, let's be honest. I'm trying to like sugarcoat it, but no, it's been almost 2 years. I've been going through, I don't know what it was at the time, but I know what it is now because I am on the other side of it, which is really, really freaking fantastic. I feel amazing and just genuinely happy for no reason, which is freaking amazing because I haven't felt like this, like all the way deep down to my like core, to like my soul in like over 2 years. So yeah, that's why I want to like come on here and just give you guys like a little update about what's going on. So currently I'm in a hotel right now because, long story short, I was living home with my parents and then decided to go to Florida last week and came back on Wednesday. And excuse me, I'm still staying with them, but they told me if I go, I had to quarantine. So I'm in this like little janky hotel room at my, near my job. I was like at my job. But this is the physique we're working with. I can't turn the camera on, so y'all are just gonna have to deal. But yes, thank you. The reason why I wanted to do a physique for you is because since I stopped prepping, I honestly have not worked out at all once since I think the very first day of June or the very last week of May. And while I was working out at home pretty consistently to begin with, about halfway through April, the end of April, I barely worked out, maybe like literally once or twice a week. And it was like pulling teeth to get me through those workouts. And I did no cardio, and I wasn't being even just mindful of what I was eating. Definitely wasn't tracking. I definitely wasn't weighing stuff out. I definitely wasn't in a deficit. I was literally eating whatever the fuck I wanted, whenever the fuck I wanted to eat it. I literally remember back in April, I had McDonald's 4 times in 2 consecutive days. And I'm not talking like a French fry and a drink. I'm talking I had 2 McFlurries the one day. Like, I went balls to the walls, crazy. So needless to say, I'm up about 20 pounds, I think. I haven't weighed myself in a really long time either, which is funny because if you know me, you know I used to weigh myself religiously every single morning. I would go downstairs, use the bathroom, brush my teeth, go to the kitchen, put the pan on for the egg whites to heat up, and then step on the scale in my birthday suit and see what we weighed that morning. And I miss that. I do. I love that routine. I loved my meal preps and my macro tracking and my training. I miss the fucking gym so much. I miss the gym so much. Oh my God. But yeah, as you guys can probably tell, I am like I'm on the other side of everything. And it's crazy because you really, when you're going through it, you really don't think that you're ever going to get to the other side. But you can get to the other side because I'm on the other side, and it's not easy. It's not easy by any means, and it is literally, I told myself I wasn't gonna cry, but it's literally like a daily, constant habit that I have to practice, like to just overcome what I had gone through so that I won't, not that I won't ever get there again, because life is unpredictable and we don't know what's coming, but what we can do is take care of ourselves and ensure that we know how to react. Like when the time comes, we'll know what we need to do for ourselves. We don't know what it's going to be that's coming, but we can control the way we react to it. So I don't even know how to call what I've been going through, but I've been going through some stuff. And I think if I really were to put a label on it, honestly, it's a little cliche, but again, if you know me and you know my journey, story, whatever situation, I have over the last 5.5 years lost over 80 pounds, close to 90 pounds. My highest total loss was 93 pounds. And I was really trying to hit 100 because I'm a psychopath. No, because I'm really ambitious and I know I can and I want to. So I will do that. But anyway, back to what I'm saying, is that when you go through that type of transformation, I mean, whether we want to really sit down with ourselves and answer the questions that we're always asking ourselves, your mental state will have an effect on your physical self. The way you physically look, the way you interact with people, the way you see the world around you, and the way you interact in it. And there's so much going on that it's hard to really take away all the outside distractions and noise and sit and listen to yourself and sit down with yourself and say, hey, what's going on? What are we doing? Why are we doing this? Why aren't we doing that? And so what I had done with my transformation in my journey in fitness, which has grown to become a huge passion and love, like I could sit and talk to you about macros and deadlifts and anything to do with delts. I will sit and talk to you for days. Let's go. Who's got a gym? Because I'm coming. Like, I love it. I love it. And I'm so happy I found it. But what I didn't do while I was pursuing this new love I found was I forgot that I had to sit down with myself and say, hey, we're not doing this anymore. We're going to become this person that we know we've always wanted to become. So we have to sit down with ourselves and have these conversations and let go of all the things from the past that caused us to get to the point where we said, no more. No more. I'm not going to feel this way anymore. And so I thought that I was doing that at some points throughout my journey. I really thought that I was like on the other side. And it's not to say that I didn't make progress in small areas, because I really do think that I did make progress in small areas. And not that I think, fuck that. I know I made progress in certain areas, and I know that I have grown as a person from where I was not even 5 years ago, but where I was 6 months ago, 2 years ago. Oh my gosh. If you met me 2 years ago, I thank you for still being in my life. If you are still in my life from me 2 years ago, dead ass, that's some real fucking talk, because it was not a pretty time for me or anyone in my life. So yeah, I went through a lot of things and I learned so much about myself. Oh my goodness, it's insane. I literally learned so much about myself, because what I slowly started to do was I started to get rid of all the outside distractions. And I guess one day I'll go into more detail about this, but you just really have to sit down with yourself and really just, I know if you can relate to what I'm saying right now, I know that you'll know what I mean when I say this. If you really sit down with yourself, and you might even be like, oh my gosh, I know what she's talking about. Because this could happen in any time, anywhere. At work, like you're typing something on the computer while you're talking to someone, all of a sudden, like this might just happen. But what I'm getting at is that, like, if you really sit down with yourself and you like block out the distractions in your mind, I know that you can hear or feel, like right now, you can hear or feel it deep, deep down inside of you. Like there is something like in there trying to talk to you, trying to get your attention. And I have done a lot of inner work the last, I've been trying for the last six or 7 months. It's been a slow process, and I really didn't think that I would be here where I am right now, like on the other side. Right now, I didn't. I mean, I thought that I was gonna feel the way I was feeling for forever, and Anyway, what I'm saying is that feeling inside of you that's trying to talk to you, that you can feel or hear within you, that is what I've learned. That is your intuition. That is literally your soul, your being, your purpose, however you want to relate it. That is you. That is it. That is the voice of reason within you to guide you closer towards the things that bring you joy and love in this physical world, because we all know we're not going to be here forever. And if we allow these outside distractions to overwhelm us, you know what that does? Or at least you know what that did to me, because that's what I did. I allowed all my outside distractions to get more attention, so they became louder. And when you allow that to happen, you end up feeding into your ego, and your ego is very superficial, and your ego is very shallow, and your ego is very vain, and your ego is very bitter. At the end of the day, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, look at me, I feel so great about myself, I feel awesome, I look great, I'm doing this, I've always wanted to try this, I'm doing that, this, that, the other thing. But at the end of the day, if it's not bringing you happiness, if you're forcing it, that's what I was doing. I was forcing things into existence because my ego was so big. My ego was so huge. My ego was my defense mechanism. It's what I used to be invincible, because I didn't want to deal with what was going on the inside. And so I had these walls built up, and then I had an ego behind those walls, which I didn't know was there. So when I finally started breaking down the walls, my ego emerged, and I fed into it, and I fed it a shit ton. It was bulking season for this ego. My ego is literally Baby Hulk. If you know me, I go by Baby Hulk too, by the way, and that's why. Because I fed into my ego instead of feeding my soul. And when you feed your soul's purpose, whatever that is, and I'm not talking like some miraculous purpose that you're the next, I don't know, like Gandhi or something. You very damn well may be. And if that's what you feel inside, go for it. But what I'm saying is, it could be literally anything. Like, for example, right now, my whole family probably thinks, and my mom has made comments, I've talked to her a couple times since I've gotten back, that I'm, upset or offended or sad that I have to quarantine at this hotel by myself. And it's not like the nicest hotel. They don't even have a pool here, and it's 97 degrees outside. But, excuse me, I genuinely would not have booked this hotel if I did not want to go to Florida and then come back knowing I would have to quarantine. So I'm genuinely happy. I'm actually really enjoying having the hotel room by myself, because it just makes me remind myself. It solidifies what I already know about myself, which is that I love living on my own. I love being on my own a lot. While I do love being around people and socializing to an extent, I really do love being with myself, which I forgot. I forgot all of that about myself, And to some people, that's like my mom. I always go back to my mom. My mom has always been one to notice that about me. And instead of encouraging it, she's always kind of questioned it and then judged it and then assumed things about it, which is going to happen in your life with anything and everything. For something as odd as that example, or something as blatant as maybe another example I can share with you from my own experience is moving halfway across the country twice. So yeah, in the last 6 years, I have left New Jersey and moved to Florida twice. The first time for just under a year, and the most recent time for almost 4 years. And unfortunately, I was not in a place to stay in Florida at the time, even though I knew in my soul that I wasn't meant to leave Florida. I wasn't meant to come back to New Jersey. This is not what speaks to my soul. And so I came back to New Jersey because my ego told me I needed to come back. And it wasn't all for nothing. Everything is a lesson. Life is just a series of lessons if you're willing to learn, which my ego wasn't willing to do. But I've quieted my ego now, and there is a time and a place for her. And she's learning when it's appropriate to show up. And my intuition, or my soul, my purpose, I like to call it my intuition, because if you know me, I always tell people I'm always right, but I swear it's because I'm like pretty in tune with my intuition, I guess. But I forgot that I was, because I have had this feeling that I'm feeling before, And it was before I went through this very traumatic experience that to some may literally be like, is she fucking serious? Like, this girl is so fucking dramatic. And I understand that everyone has a different perspective and a different reaction to other people's stories and situations. So I'm not expecting anyone to fully understand my exact situation, but perhaps maybe you can relate to something else in your life that made you feel the way that I had felt when I had gone through what I went through. And so what I'm getting at through this big whole spiel, because this video is now almost 20 minutes long, is that you need to make sure that you're checking in with yourself. Because that is something that I forgot to do and haven't done in almost 2 years. And it leaves you feeling so empty and alone for no reason other than that you're not taking care of yourself from literally the inside out. And it's insane because for the last month, I have been really taking time every morning for almost an hour and a half. Every morning I wake up at 7 a.m. and by 7:30 I am outside in my parents' backyard eating breakfast with my coffee, and I listen to some therapeutic podcasts, some meditations, affirmations. And I mean, if you are listening or watching this and you're like, oh my God, she's one of those people, I hear you. I hear you. Because I was that person. And I can remember, and if you are a friend of mine from Florida, you would have seen in my room that I had affirmations written on my mirror. And they were 5 affirmations, 5 values that I didn't believe in, but that I really wanted to believe in, that I always felt like, why don't I? And it was really hard to watch myself in the mirror, try and really believe what I was saying. But like I said, if you really sit down with yourself and you remove all those distractions that are pulling you away from your intuition, you're gonna hear it more. It's gonna be louder. And it's not gonna be louder in the sense that it's gonna compete with your ego. I've learned that your intuition is never gonna compete with anyone or anything, not even yourself, because your intuition knows what are your values and what are your beliefs and what brings you joy and what brings you peace and happiness. And your ego doesn't, because your ego feeds from the outside world in. And the outside world is just full of judgments and assumptions and sometimes a lot of negativity. And if you're only listening and feeding into your ego, it's going to leave your soul really feeling empty, which is going to make you perhaps feel, at least this is what happened to me, that there may be something wrong with you. But that's not the case at all. There's nothing wrong with any of us. We are literally all beautiful human beings in our own way. We just really need to sit down with ourselves and take the time to listen to ourselves and understand ourselves. I mean, 2 years ago, I felt broken. I felt lost. Like I had no idea who I was anymore, what I stood for, what I believed in, or what my values were. And I was so outside of myself. I felt crazy. And it's taken me almost 2 years, but I've done the work. I've sat down with myself, and now I sit down with myself every day and I check in with myself throughout the day. And it's so amazing how much happier I am, genuinely. Like I could feel it inside, like my soul. I could just feel it. Like it's just like happiness. Like, you know, a little kid who has had too much candy and they're like just so hyper with happiness because they're so excited they just had the like candy that they always wanted to eat, and mom's like, oh, you can have it this time, or something like that. Like a kid in a candy store, a kid on Christmas morning. Like that's how I feel. And you know what's freaking effing crazy? That is how I felt like almost every day for like the last month. Not all day every day, but like genuinely every day for like the last month. I have felt like so amazing. And this is not some bullshit video that I'm gonna maybe share one day and say that I never feel sad or angry or frustrated or annoyed or pissed off or react in a way that I shouldn't, that I know I shouldn't react, or maybe do something that I know isn't really something I want to 100% fully do, or I do something that I'm not sure if I want to do. I'm slowly learning in those scenarios to maybe take a moment to pause, check in with myself. Hey, is this something we really want to do? Okay. Is this something that's going to bring us, you know, joy and peace and happiness? okay, what is it about this thing that we're considering that we believe is going to bring us peace, joy, happiness? What be it? And then if that purpose or that meaning behind the why, if the why feeds your soul and your intuition and your purpose, then hell yeah, fucking go for it. No questions asked. Like, just go. Because you're never going to be wrong in those cases. You're never going to be wrong. And you know what else? You're never going to be alone. You might think that the people around you are going to leave you because you're going to be doing things differently or behaving differently or taking a stand for yourself for the first time ever. You know, standing up for yourself, putting your foot down, being like, no, I don't like that. I don't want to do that, you know, or no, that doesn't interest me, or yeah, I want to try that. You know, it's so freaking liberating, but you're going to come to find that you do have to practice. It is a daily practice. Your mind is a muscle and it is connected directly to your soul's purpose with your heart. And if you do not feed it, it is going to leave you feeling lost and broken with no hope, just hopeless. And I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but please just like really sit down with yourself. And, you know, to bring it back to fitness, because I know a lot of people follow me because of like my fitness on Instagram and whatnot. I wanted to prep because I needed a fucking distraction. And I was like, I'm just going to throw my fucking self into this prep like nobody's business. And I'm going to fucking kill it. I'm going to kill this prep, and then I'm going to bring it back to life, and then I'm going to kill this prep again. And what I was doing was I was trying to put the Band-Aid on. I was trying to feed my ego. I was trying to take those loud outside distractions, prep, competing, the gym, all of that. I was trying to use that to just cover up what I was going through. And my intuition, finally, I fucking learned how to hear it and feel it, and my intuition came back to me, or I remembered what it was or what it felt like. You know, I don't know what it was. I don't, but it came back to me, and I'm never letting it go. I'm going to hold on to it. I mean, my ego might get strong some days. It might really, really want to be the center of attention. And like I said, there's a time and place for my ego, and I just always want to make sure that I'm checking in with myself before I fully feed into my ego, because I know that that can be a dangerous thing for me. And I don't know. I just want to get you guys up on what I'm doing and where I'm going. I do plan on one day, whenever the gyms in New Jersey decide to open up, go back to the gym and get back on my meal prep and all that good stuff. I want to drop this 20 pounds that I got through quarantine. It was fun and all, but honestly, my physical health hasn't been that good either. I feel really tired all the time. I don't have a good sleep schedule, you know, and it's been fun. Don't get me wrong. It's been a nice little like vacation from, you know, going hard every day, but I miss it. You know, I miss it so much. So hopefully, fingers crossed, if the gyms don't open up here, I'll be in Florida by then, because I am so looking forward to the day that I get to go back to Florida. I'm just waiting on my job to give me the go ahead. And as soon as they do, I am so there. But yeah, that's just what I wanted you guys to hear. I hope that someone who's watching this can just take something from it, even if it's to just smile at yourself more, you know? If you catch yourself in the mirror or a reflection of yourself out and about, just smile back at yourself, because your soul could probably really use it, and a smile always makes another person smile, so why not start with yourself, you know? I don't know. I'm going to do these more, I think, because I like watching them back and seeing my growth, you know? And I hope that maybe somebody out there can get something from this, because it's funny that I was like, oh, I would never like share my stories and open up with people, and I used to be so guarded, and I can go into that too. Whew. But you know what? Like, life is too short, and love, peace, and happiness, they're the best things in this world, and I want to do nothing but everything that I can do to continue to bring more peace, love, and joy into my life, you know? And I just wish that for everyone else. And if you don't follow me on my Instagram, you definitely can check it out and follow me if you'd like to. Reach out if you have questions, or, you know, if you are going through something and you want someone to talk to. I can maybe try and be that person for you. But yeah, I'm not, you know, trying to say I'm professional or anything. I'm just I'm just a girl in this crazy world trying to figure it out with everybody else. So, you know, why not help each other out? It's like a team project. Why not? So yeah, definitely check in with yourself, guys. Don't forget about yourself. All right, well, I'm gonna go now because this video is now almost a half hour long and I have so many assignments to do for school that are due tonight. So I'm gonna go do that. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, if you have stuck through this the whole time. And honestly, I'm probably not ever gonna edit this video. And if I do end up posting it, because I kind of want to, just even for myself, yeah, I just hope you guys took something from it. I don't know. I just really, yeah, I'm just really proud of myself and really happy. And yeah, see, now I'm just rambling. Why? Someone stop me. How do you guys stop these videos? Okay, literally, I'm gonna go now doing my assignments. Thank you for watching this if you did watch it, and follow me on Instagram if you want to ask more questions or share some stuff with me. I'm all ears. All right, thanks again, guys. Bye.